Well, here we go, guys. President Trump indictment number 3 has now been handed down. This should not be a surprise, guys, because they want Donald Trump in jail. Now, the reason I actually believe is because the American people have seen what a disaster Joe Biden is. Joe Biden has destroyed this country. Joe Biden has us on the verge of World War III. Oliver Stone, the director, he came out and he actually said that he regretted voting for Joe Biden because we're on the verge of war. And I already believe, guys, that we're already in a war. We may not actually have troops on the ground in Ukraine, but we're pretty much doing everything else. Joe Biden is corrupt, completely corrupt. Now, they indict Donald Trump today, a day after, guys, when Joe Biden was exposed for his crimes. Now, Hunter Biden's boy, his buddy, one of his old best friends, actually told Congress, a committee, that Beijing Biden was on like 20 plus phone calls with Hunter Biden's business associates. I mean, 20 plus phone calls. What was he just doing? Saying hi? No, obviously not. Joe Biden is corrupt, and he lied to the American people when he said he had nothing to do with Hunter Biden's business dealings. Even though, guys, on camera, Joe Biden is actually talking about firing a prosecutor in Ukraine. And he was actually going to withhold congressionally approved funds. This man is a criminal. He's right out there in public. And now today, they're going after Trump again for January 6th. The timing, man, is shocking. It's been 2.5 years, guys. 2.5 years, and now all of a sudden, they actually want to indict Trump over January 6th. Astonishing, guys. Now, when it comes to the so-called insurrection, I do believe that the FBI did an investigation on that like a year ago, year and a half ago. And they said this thing wasn't even organized. Trump had nothing to do with rioting on January 6th. But look here, guys. It says indictment 3.0. Jack Smith indicts Trump day after Hunter Joe Biden implicated. Yeah. So let's read this, guys. Special counsel Jack Smith announced Tuesday evening that a grand jury in Washington, D.C. had indicted former President Donald Trump on charges relating to the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol. The indictment was announced today after Beijing Biden had been implicated in a long-running influence peddling scheme by his son, Hunter's former business partner, Devin Archer, in testimony before the House Oversight Committee. Because Joe Biden, he's on the verge of getting impeached. Now, I don't believe he'll get removed from office because the trial would actually take place in the Senate. But however, if it does get to an impeachment trial, the media would be forced to actually cover Joe Biden's crimes. Trump was indicted on 4 counts, 1 on conspiracy to defraud the U.S., 1 on conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, 1 of obstruction and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and 1 of conspiracy against rights. The indictment declares, despite having lost, the defendant was determined to stay in power. So for more than 2 months following Election Day on November 3rd, 2020, the defendant spread lies that there had been outcome determinative fraud in the election that he actually won. These claims were false, and the defendant knew they were false. Now, it's kind of funny, guys, because 2016, Hillary Clinton, was out there saying that President Trump was a Russian agent, that the Russians interfered in the election. All that was false. She's still saying now, man, that the election was taken from her. No charges brought against her. None. Zero. You see, guys, the deep state is real. It's real. They're going after Trump, man, because Joe Biden has failed so much. And I believe if and when Donald Trump gets back in office, he's going to blow the whole thing up. The indictment does not indicate how prosecutors were able to establish what Trump himself believed, other than the fact that he had been informed by others that his suspicions of fraud were false, nor does it distinguish the case from the, quote, Russia collusion hoax spread by Trump's opponents, including within the Department of Justice after he won the 2016 presidential election. There are several unnamed, unindicted co-conspirators in the indictment as well. These are 4 attorneys, a Department of Justice official, a political consultant who work on Trump's strategy to challenge the results. See, guys, they actually did not want Trump to actually challenge the results of the election. And guys, Democrats, when they lose an election, they go into an uproar and nothing happens to them. Look at the 2000 presidential election. Many Democrats saying that the election was stolen from then Vice President, what's his name off the top of my head? I'm forgetting right now for some reason. But we all know that George W. Bush actually did defeat the Democrat. Man, my mind is just gone right now. For some reason, I just cannot remember. Bill Clinton's vice president. My God, I can't remember. Anyway, the former president shared the news on his social media platform, Truth Social, that he expected to be indicted and claimed that federal prosecutors had delayed doing so for more than 2 years to keep him out of the presidential race. Look here. This is what Trump actually put out on Truth Social right here. I hear that deranged Jack Smith, in order to interfere with the presidential election of 2024, will be putting out yet another fake indictment of your favorite president, me, at 5 p.m. Why didn't they do this 2.5 years ago? Why did they wait so long? Because they wanted to put it right in the middle of my campaign. Prosecutorial misconduct. That's what he said right there, man. I mean, guys, our country is in a whole bunch of trouble. A lot of trouble. I mean, this is the 3rd time they've gone after Trump. Corrupt DAs, Soros-appointed DAs, Alvin Bragg, going after Trump. I mean, it's so bogus what's going on in New York that even Andrew Cuomo has come out and said, man, this is really nothing. Nothing. And they're probably going to go after him in Georgia also. I wouldn't be surprised. This is sad, guys. This is really, really sad. This is why I say, man, elections have consequences. America has been sold out to the communist Chinese via Joe Biden and his family, the big guy, corrupt. There's a reason why, guys, all of your tax dollars are going over there to Ukraine. There's a reason why, guys, your tax dollars, if you're in these blue cities, they're giving it to illegal aliens, a la Chicago. 52 million out of nowhere for illegal aliens. While the poor black people over there in Chicago, you get nothing. But you played yourself. You voted for this. This is the consequences here, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And we will catch you next time.